Back in for part two. Give everybody a chance to tune on in and tap in with your boy. Before I start building once again, it's part two of my event. Part two of my event in regards to the current climate of today. Y'all know what's going on, man. Y'all know the current climate that we in right now. A lot of foolery is going on. A lot of nonsense is going on. So I'm here to provide that perspective, that insight towards what's really going on out here, man. We don't got time to be playing with a Montel. Peace, what's going on with you, my brother? How you holding up, man? How you living? But we ain't got time to be playing with them, man. We about to expose the nonsense that's going on out here, man. The shenanigans that's out here, man. Shakira, what's going on with you? Nick, peace, what's going on? I'm back for part two. I was getting into my zone before that client walked in. That tends to always happen, man. I'm always on the move, always got things cooking up. As soon as I get into a zone, somebody come in on me. Magic Realms, peace, what's going on? Ricky Nixon, peace, what's going on? Montel, I'm doing wonderful, man. Everything is good, everything is peace on my end. Everything is peace. But yeah, it's time for us to really talk about this system. Quez, the scope guy, peace. What's going on? Justin, what's going on with you? Jamar, welcome back. I would have did this a little bit earlier, but I had some things I had to do, man. I had to ship off some things, man. So I had to run to the post office and make some moves. So I would have did it a little bit earlier, but here I am. I told you I was gonna come back for part two, get some more things off my chest. Cause y'all know the current climate and what's going on out here and how foolish it is. You know what I mean? Like we out here, brothers out here kneeling for justice, not doing anything that's destructive. And we get called all type of terrorists, all type of thugs, all type of savages because we kneeled during the national anthem that was never intended for us in the first place. They can go out here, burn stuff, riot, loot. They might get called patriots. It might get called patriotism when they do it. But we out here kneel for a national anthem that when you really break it down and listen to the third verse, racism is included in that. Slavery is included in that. Talking bad about my people in that national anthem. That national anthem wasn't constructed with my people in mind. So we have every right to kneel for that. But when we kneel for that, we face a lot of backlash. And we ain't causing harm to nothing and no one by kneeling. But now we get called disrespectful. We get called all types of stuff. If somebody finds out that you kneeling for the national anthem, that may cause you your job. You may get blackballed for kneeling for a national anthem. But they can sit right here. What they about to do, they can cause destruction. And again, we already know that this is planned, but it's showing and proving something on a larger scale. See, white people can go about life and do that type of stuff, and it don't impact them negatively. See, when we do something like that, when we take a stance that opposes the system, like that may close a lot of doors for us. These white people in general, they can go fight this system. They can go be anti-government, and it won't necessarily hold them back. They'll still be able to benefit from white privilege at the end of the day. I can't benefit from no black privilege. So when I decide to take a stand, man, when I decide to say, man, I'm tired of this government, and I decide to stand up for that, man, there's no looking back from that. There's no turning back from that. Antoinette, peace, what's going on? Lindell, peace. JB, what's going on? Dizzy, peace, what's going on? Hadrian Wade, most definitely. And that's what I said. And Jamar, no doubt, we already knew it, but again, we also gotta take what it's showing us too. And we gotta express some things on that. It's just letting you know how this really goes down. Cause like you said, when we stand for something, we end up assassinated, we end up blackballed. Man, it's hard for us to find opportunities in this system. Man, they can go do these things and they gonna wake up and they gonna still benefit from the fruits of their ancestors' labors. They can do that. They can do that. Fun Gay, peace, what's going on? Beast by Bless, Zone Out Music, peace, what's going on? Ricky Nixon, no doubt. Yeah, Magic, like I said, we knew that it was planned. We know that them people that been paid to go out there and do some of the stuff that they've been doing. And a lot of people don't understand that. Because the crazy thing about it, people don't understand how planned things work. See, a lot of people think People don't understand playing things in two aspects, because when this coronavirus is talked about, when COVID is talked about, a lot of people hear me talk about COVID and they start getting in their feelings. They start getting emotional because they think I'm calling the virus fake when they hear me talk about it. The same situation happens when I talk about something like this being planned. They say, how can you say this was planned when people died, when people were killed? I'm like, just because something is planned, that doesn't take away from the fact that people can be killed in the process. They also plan for people to get killed. So that's part of the planning. So a lot of times when people hear us say something is planned, they think that we not taking it seriously enough. No, when we saying that it's planned, we saying everything that you saw, everything that you witnessing was planned. They expected what happened to happen. And they knew some fatalities would result because they planned for that to happen. So again, it's all planned. That's what you would call a sacrifice. That's what you call a sacrifice. That type of stuff, it happens, it exists. So of course they gonna sacrifice some people when they planning something like that. We ain't just gonna have people come into the Capitol building and cause chaos and nobody dies. We don't report any casualties. They not gonna have that. We cannot have that. So we gotta report some casualties. We gotta do that. We gotta make some sacrifices. We got to. Beast Reincarnated, what's going on? Oh, Nick, most definitely, and that's exactly what I'm alluding to. Just like the COVID, a lot of people say, "Oh, you ain't taking you ain't taking this virus seriously enough. You think it's fake." Whoop, wow, wham. I'm like, nah, I don't think it's fake. I think that they already knew that this virus is going to hit us the way that it's hitting us. That is not me saying that a virus is fake. It's definitely something that's real, but the way that they are going about it is animated, as if they didn't know that it, like where it came from. Like they didn't know about the vaccine that they already had constructed and manufactured years ago that they just now supplying the people with, trying to make it look like it's something that's new, like it's an experiment, like, oh, we just testing out the vaccine. They already know what the vaccine was gonna do. They done made this vaccine 5-10 years ago. This vaccine is not new. So they already know what the vaccine is gonna do, but they got people believing that this vaccine is fresh. They got people believing that the first people that get it, they don't know how they're gonna respond to it because they test dummies. No, they already know how this vaccine gonna do you. They already know that. Oh, Nero, you ain't really missed much, man. You hopping in right on time. Melanated multiverse. That's very interesting. Oh, Magic Realms. Every mass attack you could think of was planned. And every mass attack you could think of had people under mind control, MK Ultra involved. This ain't no conspiracy theory. This is stuff you can actually look up. MK Ultra, you can look up these experiments. You can look up how they do to people. We got people in the military that confirm and validate what's being said. So this ain't no theory, this ain't no conspiracy. It's an actual fact, stuff that you can study. Yeah, Project Monarch 2, most definitely. Most definitely. But yeah, these are actual things that you can look up. Again, if you think it's a conspiracy theory, nah, just look it up. Just look it up, man. You can, every mass attack you can think of, look at the person that initiated or the people that was involved, and you will see an MK Ultra link, or you will see a mind control experiment link to that particular situation. And that ain't no coincidence. That ain't no coincidence. That ain't no coincidence at all. Oh, Jamar, they knew what they was doing. Like I said, they always know what they were doing. They always know what they were doing. There's nothing new under the sun, man. They always know what's going on. We'll be foolish to think that the powers that be never know, they don't know what's going on. We'll be foolish to think that. Steve G, oh yeah, it's patriotism. But then if some Muslims came over here did the same thing, it'd be terrorism. But when they do it, it's patriotism. But when the Muslim do it, it's terrorism. And their religion is wicked. Their religion is corrupt and all that type of stuff. So when somebody else do it, it's terrorism, and whatever they believe in is corrupt and wicked and this, that, and the third. When they do some stuff like that, it's patriotism. They fight for the betterment of the country, woo, wop, wham, and all that type of stuff, man. So we already know how that go. We already know how it go. Even the situation with the Muslims, we already know they was behind that. They was in on that. Al-Qaeda and all that type of stuff, man. Al-Qaeda directly created by the United States government. So we already know how this type of stuff go. We already know how this type of stuff go. Melanated multiverse. I already know. I done been called a lot of things. Conspiracy theorist is one of them. I done been called a lot of things, man. A lot of times, a lot of people don't refute what's being said, though. A lot of people don't refute what's being said, and that be the crazy part about it. They just call it a conspiracy theory, but they don't refute what's being said. They don't dispute it at all, because it's hard to do some of the things. 9/11 was the real slap in the face, man. When I used to bring the evidence to people at 9/11, man, they just couldn't even say nothing. They couldn't even say nothing, man. They just didn't want to engage in that conversation because they didn't want to believe that the government could be that wicked, which I don't know why you wouldn't want to believe that or couldn't believe that as a black person. But when the 9/11, the evidence was right in your face. Buildings falling down without being touched. Come on, man. We talking about explosives being used to bring down buildings. Right in your face. All you got to do is watch it. Oh yeah, Nick Lewis, we already know. We already know how this go. Bobby, what's going on with it, bro? Yeah, JKF Building 7. We already know. We already know who's behind all that nonsense, man. Anything that was considered a terrorist act, the United States government had a hand to play in it. They had a hand to play in it. Anything that they call a terrorist act, the United States government was in on it. We know how it's a lot of money to be made off of war. So a lot of people don't know that too. It's a lot of money to be made off war. Like they make big money off of wars. So again, when you have wars, best believe the United States government was involved in it. It was involved in it. So you already know that. It's a lot of money to be made in destroying parts of the country and rebuilding it. A lot of money to be made in that. Sean Peace, what's going on? Bobby, appreciate that, bro. Keep grinding. Keep grinding. Oh, melanated multiverse. Like they didn't already they didn't already talked about how they constructed the buildings to be able to withstand stuff like that. So we already know it, man. I was watching all those documentaries about how they constructed the towers to be able to withstand a collision from a plane. Like this was all, it was constructed in a way where it would be able to maintain if a plane came in contact with it. The people that constructed it said that. Like this was an actual fact. So it was not supposed to fall all the way down via plane contact. I mean, all evidence, man. 9/11 was just so in your face. It was so much evidence out here that was letting you know that they was behind it, that they was in on it, that it was funny and crazy. And a lot of people still deny it and still deny it to this day. Bobby, that's right. It's the nature of the beast. Who we call them the colored man. See, that's how they get us with the trick knowledge. They call us colored folks, but like y'all done heard me say plenty of times, we not colored. We are original. They are the colored people. They are the ones that turn colors. Like they do that. They are colored people, but they try to trick you and make you believe that you colored, but that's them. So we call him the colored man. So we know the nature of that colored man. We know the nature of that colored man. We know the nature of that colored man. We call him the beast. We call him the devil, savage, wicked, whatever we want to call him. We know the nature of that beast. We know the nature of him. So we're not surprised when he acts according to his nature. Doesn't surprise us. If anything, it just validates our stance. So it validates my stance when I see him act according to his nature. So that's all it does for me. So when I see him act according to his nature, when I see a snake, when I see a devil, when I see a beast act according to his nature, it has been validated. History has been validated. Even though we had our ancestors strive to warn us about the ways and actions of this beast. We had plenty of our ancestors strive to warn us. A lot of people don't want to listen to their ancestors. But when they do certain things, it's like there goes the validation. Now what y'all gonna do, people? He's showing the true colors. Now what we gonna do? Dominique, peace, what's going on? Yeah, Brandy, and yep, and like I said, people was talking about hearing explosives, but again, a lot of people, they just turn the other cheek. And that's how I know, man, a lot of people, being asleep, like being ignorant is a choice, yo. And a lot of people is just choosing to ignore that information that was right in their face. Because this is what a lot of people hit me with. It's almost like when it comes to eating healthy, a lot of people say, I'm gonna die anyway. So a lot of people had that same perspective and that same mentality when it comes down to the truth. They like, what I'm gonna be able to do? It ain't nothing we can do about that. So what the government behind it? What can we do? Ain't nothing we can do about it. They in power, they in charge. So when you accept that reality, yeah, it ain't nothing we can do. Yeah, it ain't nothing we can do if you accept that reality. And that's the mentality that a lot of black people possess. It ain't nothing we can do. So what that the white man wicked? So what that the white man doing all this? So what that the white man responsible for 9/11? We got to work for this white man. Nah, we don't have to work for this white man. That white man needs us more than we need him. So we need for you to realize that instead of being a sellout, instead of having that coon mentality, we don't have to work for this white man. The white man don't have to be in charge. The white man don't have to possess all this power. He don't have to do that. We giving him that power by saying those stupid remarks. Oh yeah, Funky, I was in like the 5th grade. So we was right around the same. I was in the 5th grade when that happened, man. And it was like I was skeptical. I was skeptical at that time. And then, man, just looking at symbolism and things like that, y'all already know, except 9/11, Jay-Z dropped something called the Blueprint. So it's like, man, it's just like that all lined up. 9/11, towers come down. Jay-Z drop an album called Blueprint. Like the blueprint for what? The blueprint for what? And y'all knew the significance behind 9/11. They was finna strip us of a lot of our civil liberties because they felt like our life was in danger. So 9/11, blueprint. What was it the blueprint for? It was like, now we finna strip y'all of y'all civil liberties because we feel like y'all life is in danger. So they had to create that state. They had to create that state of terror, create that state of fear so they can start inserting and implementing a lot of rules, Patriot Acts and stuff like that. That's when they start doing all that type of stuff. And that's why Jay-Z dropped that blueprint on that particular day. That was by design. That was by design, man. That wasn't no coincidence. It's a nice name for an album to drop on a day where them towers come down. Oh, Nero, no doubt. I already know. I know how I roll, man. Like we was all deaf, dumb, and blind at a particular point, man. I definitely was ignorant to the knowledge of myself and the knowledge of life around me. I was ignorant to that for the longest, all the way up until I got 18, 19. I was ignorant, eating the wrong foods, mentally and physically. I was just consuming the wrong foods, consuming the wrong type of energy. And the moment I started questioning what I was consuming, now I became a problem. I became a problem to the people around me because they wasn't understanding it. They was used to me being a certain type of way. But then when I started to transition away from that, it was like, all right, what is dude on? Dude going crazy. Dude going mad. Instead of us being able to accept evolution within another person, we want people to stay the same. So it's like, nah, I'm not supposed to be the same person that I was 5 years ago. I'm supposed to evolve in my thinking. I'm supposed to be more critical. I'm supposed to be more logical. I'm supposed to examine things more. We supposed to do that. We're not supposed to just accept what we see as reality. That's face value. We don't supposed to take anything on face value. You always look beyond that surface. Believe none of what you see, half of what you hear. We always supposed to study and examine, break down what we see. Supposed to do that. You're supposed to applaud a child for doing that. You're not supposed to punish that child for doing that. So when that child is questioning things like 9/11 and stuff that's going on in the world, when they asking deeper questions, you're not supposed to shun them. You're supposed to applaud that. But no, we got this. We too ran by fear. So when we see our child questioning things that's going on within his system, we tell him he better watch what he's saying. See, that's the type of energy that we put out there. No, don't tell that child to watch what he's saying. Tell him to stand up for what he's saying, stand up for what he believes in, and stand up for what he knows is right and exact. Don't try to have him living in fear because you was too afraid to stand on the truth, because you was too afraid to question things around you. So don't try to instill that in your child. Don't try to make your child weak because you was weak. Don't do that. Yeah, Terenzo, most definitely. And Nas hit him with that in ether. Beast reincarnated. Ignorance has been popular for a minute. To the point where we got dumb statements like ignorance is bliss and stuff like that. But ignorance has been popular for a minute. Jay Capers, no doubt. No doubt. That's right and exact, and that's actual facts. And Justin, and that's what I'm saying, man. Once I started to come into the knowledge, it really ground my gears, because I was like, man, it's real simple. All you gotta do is crack open some books. All you gotta do is watch some documentaries. All you gotta do is, man, just look up some reliable articles and things of that nature. So a lot of people just choosing to be ignorant. A lot of people just choosing to be ignorant. A lot of people would just rather not know. And that's a corny way to live, because we ain't gonna be able to solve nothing if we choose to remain ignorant. Oh, melanated. Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on that. I was actually venting about that type of stuff earlier, just in the gym talking to somebody, man. It's like, dude, stuff like drinking, stuff that we know is destructive for us. See, we go do something like that, but then when a brother tells you need to work out or you need to read some books, then we want to shun that brother and we want to call that brother crazy. But y'all can go spend all this money to go get pissy drunk, blacked out drunk, then cry and rape and things like that when it happened to you. But you the one made the decision to go to this bar where it was a bunch of hooligans out there and get blacked out drunk. Like, come on, man, that was a dumb decision. And you shouldn't make a decision that dumb. You need to stop doing that. You need to embrace your temple. But then when you come across a brother who's trying to give you some knowledge, who's trying to give you some game, you want to sleep on that brother. I've seen that plenty of times. But you want to go to these bars, you want to go to these places where there ain't no good dudes, and then something happened to you because you decided to get pissy drunk. Now you want to say all men, this, that, and the third. Nah, that brother that was trying to give you that knowledge of yourself, that brother that was trying to enlighten you and give you some information and get you to read some books, you was like, nah, I ain't rocking with that brother. I ain't rocking with that brother because he don't want to go turn up. He boring. He don't want to drink. That's what you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to, come on now. Come on now. Like that's corny to me. That's corny to me. That's corny. You, like, listen, y'all know I'm married now, but before I got married, obviously I was still doing the knowledge. Like, she met me right when I was probably about, I may have been about 3-4 years in. So I was on and off dealing with women, man, and I had that problem a lot, man. A lot of people was acting like they was into the knowledge, then they'd get around me and they saw that it was serious. Like, I'm bringing books with me. Like, we going somewhere, I got books in the book bag, I got books in the car. And I'm trying to talk to you about what it is that I'm reading, what it is that I know, and they like not trying to hear that. So I'm like, man, that's dead, man. Y'all would rather me turn up, get sloppy drunk, which you can't remember what happened, have a hangover the next day, headache just throbbing, like head is throbbing, like that's cool. If I come on that type of time and that type of vibe, that's cool. But when I'm striving to educate you, when I'm striving to give you these books, when I'm striving to talk about what's going on in the world and why it's going on, now you like, whoa, that's boring, that's depressing and stuff like that. Nah, it ain't depressing because you ain't let me build on the solutions. Yeah, I'm giving you the problem, but we gonna build on the solution. But I ran across that a lot of times, man. You out here calling dudes boring because all they do is sit around and read. You like, what do you do for fun? I'm telling you what I do for fun. I do the knowledge. That's fun. But they want the brother to come out here, turn up, have a drink or 2 or 3 or 4, tear himself up, destroy his health, all type of stuff, man. Nobody got time for that. We ain't dealing with that. We ain't dealing with nothing of that caliber, man. Terenzo, yep, too deep. I can't tell you how many times that happened. Too deep for me. I can't tell you how many times that happened. I can't tell you how many times that happened. I had people tell me that, man, you too deep for me. You be thinking too much. I be thinking too much. That's sense that make. Some will go down in society, and I'm breaking it down a different way. You think too deep. You think about everything too deeply. That don't even make any sense to criticize somebody and tell them they think about everything too deeply. Y'all ain't thinking deep enough. Come on now. Y'all hanging around these cornballs and then get mad when y'all not getting fulfilled in life because y'all choosing to hang around cornballs who don't have any aspirations to better themselves, who don't have any ambition. Y'all choosing to hang around that type of environment, that type of crowd, but then want to put all us in a box and say that we all like that. Nah, you need to change the environment that you hanging around. Oh, Jay Capers, no doubt. And I'm already here. Because a lot of people, like I said, man, that was right at the time where I was like questioning religion. So a lot of people that I was coming in contact with, obviously, they were religious. So a lot of people was afraid because I was not necessarily dealing with religion, but they wasn't really trying to get the understanding as to why. So when I start talking about that type of stuff, man, they'll try to run from the conversation. I'm like, no, let's have this conversation, man. It's a good conversation to have. So you can understand me, but they ain't trying to understand you. Dominique, no doubt, that's what you're supposed to do. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to think. Elijah Muhammad said, think about 8 times before you speak. We supposed to do that. But they tell you that you're too deep. What does that even mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, what does that even mean, man? Just like that, come on now. Don't use that as a cop-out. Mr. Know-It-All. Thinking is enjoyable. Most definitely. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all some. Back in the day, I had some. This how crazy it was. Back in the day, I had some people that I legit went to school with. I had some women that I went to school with that I was cool with. When I was on Facebook under Illuminati Bell, and I used to go in on the government and on the system and all of that, on religion and all type of things. I had a few of them delete me, right? And they came back some months to years later, added me back, inboxed me and said, man, everything that you were saying months to years ago was right. So I had women legit delete me because of the stuff that I was talking about, then come back and add me months and years later and be like, man, the stuff that you were saying was right. I was just in my feelings when you said it. Come on. Antoinette, that's exactly what they mean. That's exactly what they mean when they say you too deep. I ain't never told a person they too deep. The only time I have used that is when somebody is striving to go too deep, but they really not saying nothing. Y'all done seen those type of people, man. A lot of people that try to use certain type of words and certain vernacular, but they really not saying nothing. They talking in circles type deal. Then I say you basically trying to be too deep and it's failing because you not saying anything. When trying to be too deep goes wrong type deal. Travian, no limits at all. Yeah, Nero, no doubt. They was like, man, they was in their feelings, woo, I wham, because I attacked something that they believed in and something like that, when really it wasn't an attack. I was asking questions. And then I would question the people that answered the question. Y'all know how that goes. So they called that an attack and all that type of stuff. Man, y'all know how that go. Oh, Magic Rims, no doubt. Y'all know that I was facing a lot of the discrimination and stuff in high school when they was trying to get me to cut my hair. So I was facing a lot of that, man. So that's where that rebel energy comes from for real, because I was facing this stuff early. I was dealing with that discrimination early. I was up against the wicked beast early. I was up against a situation where the white man, a white principal, didn't want to say nothing to the black man with the lock. So they were sending the black dean of students to try to put us in check. So that's the type of stuff I was dealing with at 15, 16. I'm calling this man Uncle Tom. I'm calling this man sellout. I'm calling this man a puppet. All right there in the office, man. And they ain't did nothing. I'm not doing anything but try to get a good education. And that's what they try to tell me to do. That's what they try to encourage me to do, and I'm here trying to do that. I'm here at a private school trying to get a good education because that's what America tells me I should get, and y'all trying to prevent me to get the education because I choose to grow my hair out. When we in the private school and the people that we studying in this Bible, they had hair along their mind. Ananias, that's the only way to be. That's the only way to be. And beast reincarnated. I don't deal with the Antichrist in the way everybody views it. Antichrist, when we break down Christ, man, when you talk about Christ consciousness, I break that down my own way, being somebody who's for peace, justice, and equality. That's how I break down Christ. So somebody who stands for peace, justice, and equality. Somebody who's going to be a poor, righteous teacher. So anything that's anti-that is an anti-Christ. So we know who tends to be anti-justice, anti-peace, anti-righteousness. So anybody who is anti-that, they are anti-Christ. That's how we break that down. But the anti-Christ is not just one particular person. That's spookism, and I don't deal with that. The anti-Christ is anybody who's anti-righteous, anti-justice, anti-peace, man, anti-positivity, man. You playing the role of an anti-Christ. So that's how we break that down. King Grady, peace, what's going on? Melanated multiverse, man, I just be building. What they say, builders build. That's all I do. Sean and Terenzo, most definitely. KRS-One, knowledge reigns supreme. Like, he broke it down. He broke it down a lot. He got a lot of tracks where he broke things down. A lot of people need to go back and listen to. He even got that one song to let you know how to eat. What is it called? Beef? I forgot what that song called, but he broke that down. Shine, man, most definitely. And that's the thing that gets me. That's the thing that gets me when black folks buck dance for a white privilege to be accepted by the white folks, when in reality it will never happen like that. When in reality it will never happen like that. So why are we even doing it? Shakir, appreciate the donation. But again, we buck dancing, as Sean said, for the white privilege that we will never get. Cannot get the white privilege. We can't. No matter how you try to dress yourself up, at the end of the day, you still gonna be a black man or a black woman in the eyes of these white folks. At the end of the day. So it don't matter how you try to slice and how you try to dress it, man. You gonna be a black man, a black woman to this system. That is just what you gonna be. So you can buck dance all you want, man. You can act white all you want, which I hate that, but you can do that all you want, man. You can try to mirror the actions of these white folks all that you want. They not gonna accept you as equal. That's not how it works. When we got a system of power, like, we can't have the power evenly distributed. That ain't how this works. That ain't how a power system works. We gotta have somebody on top, and we gotta have people beneath them. We can't have everybody at the same level. That's not how it works. Power is never evenly distributed when we got systems like this in play. So they never gonna see you as equal. Never. Yeah, Dominique, and that's what, and like I said, people don't even know it. Being a 5%, we got Jesus in our lesson, so we already know we break it down like that. That's how we break it down. That's where we get poor righteous teachers from, and a lot of people don't even understand that. I had somebody talk about, I never call myself a poor righteous teacher because I don't advocate being poor. Man, people can't understand that. When we talk about being poor righteous teachers, we talk about being on the poor part of the planet Earth. We consider this Western Hemisphere, we consider America the poor part of the planet Earth for many of reasons. Y'all see the condition of our people in this particular part of the world. So that's why we call this the poor planet, the poor part of the planet Earth. And we are teaching righteousness to the people on the poor part of the planet Earth, United States. They call it Babylon. A lot of people call it Babylon. But this is the poor part of the planet Earth, and we call it that for many reasons, especially in regards to black people. So a lot of people be saying dumb things like, I would never call myself a poor righteous teacher. We're not saying that we are poor. We're not saying that we advocate for people to be poor. We're not saying that we are against wealth. No, we're saying that we are on the poor part of the planet Earth. This ain't the richest part of the planet Earth. We're on the poor part of the planet Earth. Our people are in the worst condition here. And we tend to teach righteousness to these people on the poor part of the planet Earth. That's what we mean. So it ain't got nothing to do with like a financial state when we talk about poor righteous teaching. So a lot of people need to chill with all that. Kev M, peace, what's going on? Ananias, most definitely. Most definitely. You gotta love that knowledge, man. So that's why I tell everybody. A lot of people ask me, well, what book should I start off with when they get into reading? I say start with something that you are interested in. I don't care what it is. When you getting on this journey, start with some things that intrigue you. Don't just start reading something because somebody said you should read it. No, read something that resonates with you. Read something that you are interested in when you are starting. That's going to make it easier to get into that habit. Don't start trying to read things that's too heavy for you. Don't start trying to read things that you're not interested in. Read some things that you are interested in, whether it's relevant or irrelevant. Just read some things that you are interested in when you just starting to get into the habit of reading. That's what I always recommend. That's going to make you get that. That's going to make you gain that love and appreciation for reading. Then you'll be able to branch off and read the harder material. But start with something that you're interested in. Start with something that intrigues you. Oh, Lindell, most definitely. They kill us when they want, how they want, and they walk all free, scot-free. And again, with that being said, a lot of people act like some of this stuff just started transpiring when Donald Trump got selected. No, stuff was out here under Obama. Come on, stuff was out here under George Bush. Stuff was out here under Clinton. Stuff was out here under George Bush's father. Like, this stuff ain't died. Stuff been out here. These folks been racist. These folks been beasts. And it ain't get highlighted because Donald Trump was out here. Man, y'all know how many people died under Obama's watch? Y'all know how many people that were killed by cops and all that under Obama's watch? Come on, now this ain't just start yesterday. This ain't just start 4 years ago. Like, what people on with that, man? Acting like this stuff just started getting worse or something. Man, it's been worse. It's been worse. Y'all was just sleep. Y'all got rocked to sleep by Obama. J. Capers, the founding fathers was racist. They was pedophiles. They was creeps. They was all that type of stuff, man. They was homosexual. They was all that. It was all that, man. It was all that. We can start talking about the Boule and all that, Bohemian Grove and all that type of nonsense, man. They was all of that. They was all of that. Dominique, most definitely. That's why we always talk about righteousness. That's why we always talk about being righteous by nature, man. Always striving to be righteous. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, nice. Economics is real. Like, when y'all know I went to school for business, so I had to take some economics courses, man, statistics and things like that, man. Learned a lot of things. Economics is essential for us to, like, learn and master. King Ray, white supremacy been going on for a minute. Yeah, it's been going on for a very long time. This ain't something that just started. Like I said, what happens is they be giving us certain positions and then we be thinking the world has changed. Oh, they allow you to be the face, the mascot, aka the president. They allowed you to do that. They allow you to make X amount of money. They allow you to become a billionaire. That don't necessarily mean things are changing. Beast reincarnated. Yes, I have. Michael Mack, no doubt, man. I've been growing this hair for a very long time. Nero, man, Obama, as soon as Obama got into the office, they started bombing some African countries, like right off the rip. So as soon as Obama got selected, man, they started bombing African countries right off the rip. Soon as they got up in there, man, bombing African countries. Y'all can look that up if you didn't know that. Soon as they got in there, man, who we started bombing? We started bombing the original people of the planet Earth. Started bombing African countries. That's what we started doing. Soon as Obama got selected. Ain't waste no time. Yeah, Dominique. And again, an honest white person will let you know that. I got plenty of honest white people that be like, man, my history, my ancestors were wicked. My ancestors were crazy. My ancestors were trash. Like, I've had conversations with white folks about it. You got honest white people out here that's in tune with their history. Some white people got knowledge of themselves as well. When you a white person and you get knowledge of yourself, we can chop it up because you know how wicked your history is and you admit it. Oh, fun game. Man, most definitely. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. And like I said, I broke down some things on the economic level. I broke down some things on the economic level, like how when you a young bull out here, how they quick to give you that student loan, but then if you had tried to go to a bank and get a business loan, you ain't gonna get approved for that. They gonna deny you, but they gonna give you $100,000 of student loan debt with no guarantee that you're gonna be able to pay it back because they know how hard it's gonna be for you to get a job. So man, listen, they quick to give you that though. They quick to give you that. But when you trying to get a business loan and you can have the best idea in the world, they gonna be like, nah, because it ain't no guarantee if you gonna get us this money back. But you will give me that student loan. That student loan ain't guaranteeing me nothing but this debt. So that's one of the ways they get us caught in that loop. Student loan debt, man. Come on. But you try to get that, go try to get that business loan at 18. See how hard that is. But they sending all them credit cards your way. They want you to get all the student loan debt that you can. They'll do all that, but go try to get that business loan. Try to do something positive. Try to do something beneficial like that. Then we gonna have a problem. They ain't gonna allow you to do that. Yeah, Nero, he was definitely gonna create that, and they was like, nope, gotta off him. Melanated multiverse, that's the way that you got to do it. Like Bruce Lee said, empty the cup. So when you analyze everything, you got to empty the cup. That means you got to empty your judgments, you got to empty your biases, you got to empty all of that from the mind. Then you got to look at everything from that empty mindset. That's the best way to do it. Bruce Lee, empty the cup. Empty the cup. If the cup is half full, half empty with all your prejudice and biases, then that's going to distort the way that you interpret and analyze what it is that you're seeing. Empty that cup. Free your mind, then examine what's going on. Oh, Dominique, no doubt. And like I said, man, I done had people here. I done had white folks here what the fuck when we say the white man is the devil. Matter of fact, like I said, we got the Iceman book that I was talking about. A white man wrote that, let you know how savage white folks are. But I done had people hear us talk about the white man being a devil, man, and I done had some white people agree with what we saying. I had white people say, man, I agree with that when they hear us break it down. So some of them know what's up. Yeah, the Iceman Inheritance, no doubt. That's the book, man. He broke it down and let y'all know what was cracking. He let y'all know what was cracking. So we don't have to do it. Because the crazy thing about it is we gonna believe that white man, we gonna listen to that white man before we listen to, like I'll give you the same book. I'll give you a book where Elijah Muhammad telling you the same thing and you like, nah, dude tripping. Then I'll give you a white person that's saying the same thing and you gonna listen to it because a white man wrote it. That's another thing we need to get out of the habit of doing. Man, read books by your brothers and sisters out here, man. We just as qualified on this subject matter as they are. A lot of people don't be wanting to read books from their brothers and sisters out here. They want to read the white books. They think that the white books are more qualified. Come on now, we got to stop that. We got to stop that. Read books by your brothers and sisters out here, man. They out here doing the knowledge. They dedicating their life to this. Fun game. I don't know too many of them. I know that I could probably count them on one hand. I can probably count the ones I know on one hand. Oh, and Justin, yeah, that's why I say I don't fool with them. That's why I respect somebody like Donald Trump before I respect them. I respect the white person that let me know he don't like me, opposed to one that's acting like he do. But when it really boils down to it, they don't. Zoe, what's going on? Peace. Oh, Funky, I can imagine how that conversation went. I can imagine how that conversation went. That conversation probably was just ridiculous. I can imagine how that conversation went at the end of the day. Man, I don't really entertain a lot of conversations when it comes to these white folks, when it comes to certain subject matter. Just don't do it. Just don't do it, because at the end of the day, you're going to walk away upset, and you don't need to let them upset you. So I just don't entertain the subject matter. Some things, I don't owe them an explanation. When I'm talking about, when I'm boosting up my people, when I'm talking about black pride, black power, whatever I'm talking about, when I'm talking good about my people, I don't owe an explanation to white folks in regards to why I'm saying what I'm saying. I don't need to explain anything to these white folks, man. If I'm talking about being race first, if I'm talking about black people supporting one another, if I'm talking about black people unifying, if I'm talking about buying black, if I'm talking about I love being black and I only date black, I don't owe them. I don't need to explain to them why I'm saying what I'm saying. I don't need to explain that to them. I don't owe them that. That ain't none of that. I don't care. I don't care that they feel some type of way. And a lot of us, we care. We care what they think. We care what they feel. So we don't want to say certain things to offend them. I don't care. I don't care about that. Yeah, King Grady, most definitely. All classic drip Rob, no doubt. No doubt. Dominique, man, you got it. You got it, man. It's a process, man. You got it. You know how it is, though. Melanated Multiverse, man. Y'all should have seen me. I really wish I wish I could just go back 10 years ago when I was on a college campus filled with white folks. And I was the one, if y'all have seen Higher Learning, I've said this several times, but if y'all seen the movie Higher Learning, I was Ice Cube to a T. I was that dude on a white campus with knowledge of himself. Man, I'm walking to school, man, I had the Beats by Dre. Like, I was not trying to be bothered by these folks at all. When we did work that involved us having to be in groups, man, I did not want to be in groups with them. I just did not care. I didn't want to do anything like that with them, man. To this day, I don't communicate with any of them cats I went to college with. The white folks, that is. I went to college with a lot of them. I played football with them. I don't communicate with them to this day. I don't communicate with them to this day. And I don't care anything about that. A lot of people go to college for the relationships, and I ain't care nothing about that, man. I don't need to be cool with them, man. I couldn't wait to get out of there, get away from them people. I was mad I made the decision I made. But that was before I got the knowledge, man. That was right when I was getting it. So I had made the decision at that point. But it is what it is. I even had one of them colored people. That's what we call white folks, them Caucasians. I even had one of them colored dudes on the campus try to make like a diss song towards me. And he was on the football team. But he wasn't saying nothing to my face, though, man. Dude had made like a little song trying to come at me. That was crazy. That was crazy, man. Like showing their true colors, man. Then he was trying to dodge me on the campus type stuff, man. Zoe King, that's one of my biggest regrets. Honestly, I probably wouldn't have went to school at all, really, because what I'm striving to do, I didn't need to go to school for it. I Am Legend, no doubt. Yeah, Magic Rims, he made a diss song, man. I think it was two of the white boys that was on that campus. The dude was a kicker on the football team. He was a kicker. Like, come on, man. The kicker on the football team, man, made a little song. And I chopped it up with the dude. I chopped it up with the little white dude. But it wasn't no animosity, man. I just chopped it up with him, just acknowledged him, like, what up? This, that, and the third. We on the same little team. So it was never no hostility. Out of nowhere, this dude comes and feels the need to diss me. So that's that true color coming out. I ain't did nothing to you, man. You see the original man on this campus shining. You see this original man on this campus bringing some knowledge to the surface, and you ain't liking that. So your true color coming out. Your true colors coming out. You colored man, like your true colors coming out. That's all that was. Because I'm on this campus. I ain't trying to talk to your white women. I ain't intrigued by your white women. I don't want to be around your white women. I don't want to be around them like that. I'm cool being myself. I'm trying to chop it up with the brothers on the campus. That's what I'm on. So you ain't like that. And you trying to make a diss song and all that type of stuff. Man, that was the type of stuff I was dealing with on that campus. Yeah, Dizzy, dude was a straight kicker and wasn't a good one at that. But dude was a kicker though. Yeah, melanated, like I said, those was in my rap days, man. That was in my rap days, and dude just felt the need to diss me out of nowhere. I'm like, all right. If I would have really been on it, I would have came at white folks hard on a diss track, but I ain't even pay that dude no mind. I ain't paying no mind. Yeah, Terenzo, Skim, Shady, yes. Like, that dude, and the song was garbage. I don't even remember what it said. I just know it was a diss. I don't even remember what it said, but I was like, man, I ain't even entertaining that. Oh, Sean, no doubt. Shortly after that, though, he had got like kicked off the campus or something. Something had happened to bro. Something had happened to dude. But he had got kicked off the team either right around the time that happened or before that happened. But I had stopped seeing dude. So that's the type of stuff that we was dealing with, man. That's the type of stuff that I was dealing with, man. But it is what it is. I stood on my square. I stood on my square, man. I wasn't out there, man. I was surrounded by all white folks, man, and it didn't. Y'all see how I came out of that? A lot of people, that stuff changed them. It ain't changed me. That made me more vicious, man, with my mentality. That made me more vicious with the knowledge. That made me want to do the knowledge more because I'm seeing the privilege. I'm seeing a white girl come to this college and say she basically here for like her pops basically just paying for her to go to school so she can get drunk and experience the college life. Because at the end of the day, she just gonna work for her dad's company and she good financially. So her pops spending all this bread that I'm mad that I'm accumulating just for her daughter to get drunk and experience the college life. Like, I'm witnessing this type of stuff, man. So she just at the end of the day finna just drink her way through college, probably flunk out, then go work for her father's company, take over the company, and be a millionaire. Like, that's the type of stuff that I was witnessing and realizing. So I'm like, man, this is dead, man. This is dumb. Oh, Melanated, like I said, if I would have fired back, how I think about it now, I would have been on some Khalid Muhammad type stuff, man. When when he was on that song with Ice Cube, when he talked about the white woman, I would have been on that. I would have been on that type of vibe. Oh, Fungate, no doubt, man. When they notice that you're not intrigued with they women, when you don't care to be around them, you're not fascinated with them, they can't tolerate that, man. They almost feel like that. They almost feel like you're lying. I'm like, man, y'all need to get away from me, seriously. Like, I can have conversations with anybody, but for the most part, I would prefer you stay away from me. I don't got time for y'all. I don't trust y'all, man. You know, on campus, calling me Lil Wayne. Listen, anybody that had locks, they calling me that. I'm like, man, y'all don't even understand what y'all doing right now. Y'all don't even understand what y'all doing right now, so therefore I'm finna leave before I pop off on everybody in here that's white and I'm severely outnumbered. Dominique, I already know, man. You got people, you had black people that was in like this was the only way that they feel like they can make it out of their bad environment. And you got this white girl basically in college for fun. Like, man, that's a slap in the face, man. You in college for fun. Like, she know at the end of the day she's straight. This black chick is in college. She staying up all night trying to pass tests because she feel like she need this in order to be set up for the future, in order to get out of her particular situation, because she don't want to go back to the crib. She don't want to go back. to her neighborhood. So she like, I gotta stay up all night and try to pass this exam. So she's stressing herself out. Meanwhile, Sally over here, she getting drunk every night because she knows she just gonna take over her father's company. So it don't matter what she do in college. Magic realms, most definitely. And I established that self-control because that's crazy. I used to have temper issues, but it's like I worked on that. So it's like cool that I worked on that because things wouldn't have been so good. Walker 4-4, what's going on? Melanated multiverse, yeah, that's strange. That's definitely strange. That's definitely strange. But like I said, man, I had people, oh man, you shouldn't be talking about this, you shouldn't be talking about that. Why you gotta make everything white and black? Listen, I ain't making everything white and black. They did that a long time ago. They did that a long time ago. We didn't make things white and black. They did that. So now we just rocking and rolling with it because they did that. They divided everything up like that. We wasn't necessarily on that originally. But now we must be on that because that's the way that they designed everything. If you ain't looking at it in that light, then you're going to easily be blinded. I don't see color. I don't see your skin tone. Don't insult me like that. When you look at me, you better see that I'm original. You better see my skin tone. You better see this melanin. You better see this pigmentation. Don't tell me you don't see this. Nah, I ain't invisible. You see me. You see my skin tone. You see these locks. So I don't want to hear that nonsense. Nah, you see me. You can feel my essence. You can feel my presence. And I need for you to do that. I want you to see me. I don't want you to be colorblind. I want you to see everything. Beautiful Goddess Keys, and that's an interesting topic too, because I done came across a lot of people in your shoes, and they say this same thing, and I feel for y'all 1,000%. I feel for y'all 1,000%. I never tell you that you don't have the right to say anything about these particular issues. Nah, you got every right. You got every right. You are qualified to talk about it. You are qualified to talk about it. Because at the end of the day, when it goes down, you're going to be on the black side. Because again, we talking scientifically, genetically dominant. You on the black side. That's how it's going to go down when it goes down. You on the black side. That's how they view you. That's how we should view you. So nah, that's dead. You got every right to talk about same issues that I'm talking about in the same way that I'm talking about it. You got just as many privileges as I do. Dominique, it's crazy. Some of the white kids don't know the struggle, yet they they glorify the struggle. Like they wanna be in the struggle so bad, man, they be listening to the music. I mean, they be listening to the worst of the black music because they just wanna be that so bad, man. It's glamorized, man. They wanna be that so bad, man. They listening to the drill music. They listening to all this. They influenced, they intrigued by that. They wanna be that so bad. They want to be that so bad. They even want to be the worst of us. Like they not only do they want to be us at our greatest, they want to be us at our worst. Like they want to be us on all levels. Don't matter how we operate. They want to be us when we at our worst, when we self-destructive, and we feel with self-hatred. They still want to be us. Then they want to be us when we at the top. So it don't even matter. They want to be us when we in the middle, at the bottom, at the top. Don't matter. Don't matter where we are. They want to be us. They want to imitate. They want to emulate. Oh, Sean Steed, I got the perspective of Malcolm X in that regards. Khalid Muhammad, Nation of Islam. Listen, I'm gonna be peaceful until I'm provoked. When you provoke me, now it's time to defend myself. That's martial arts. That's how we rock on that. All right, man. When you violate me, it's time for me to defend myself. I ain't finna just let you violate me and I'll turn up cheek and I'm finna meditate. Nah, we finna throw these hands. Like when you violate me on that type of level, we throwing these hands like nah, I'm gonna defend myself. So nah, it's a time for peace, it's a time for war. It's a time to walk away, but it's a time to defend yourself and fight. So at the end of the day, we just got to know and understand what time it is. Jalen, Black Lives Matter, that movement, garbage. Even the NAACP, little stuff like that, garbage. Urban League, stuff like that, little organizations like that, garbage. I'd never be a part of anything like that, man. Them things garbage. White folks, Jews, got their hands in all that type of stuff. Black Lives Matter, NAACP, Urban League. Man, I ain't got time for none of those type of organizations, man. I don't need to be affiliated with nothing like that. I done met a lot of brothers from the Urban League, and those are some of the most sellout, coonish type of dudes I've ever interacted with. Come on, man. They ain't got time for none of that nonsense. They want to act like they out here for the people. Man, sit down somewhere. Sit down somewhere. You ain't for no, you for the people when they look a certain type of way, when they talk a certain type of way, when they got this type of education, when they dress a certain type of way. Out of here. I don't care that you with an Urban League or NAACP, Black Lives, man. I don't care nothing about none of that. I don't care nothing about those little organizations, man. You can sit down with all those organizations. Got the Jews, got the white folks, and I didn't mention the Jews. I might mess around and get banned for life now. I didn't mention Jews. You know what happened with Nick Cannon? He's a Jew, mention Jews. Forget them too. But you know what I'm saying? You know how that go. The white Jews, that is. Y'all know the original Jews, original people, black folks. But we talking about the white Jews. The white people that refer to themselves as Jews. And we forget all them too, man. We know how they go. We know how that go. Get to see the relationship between blacks and Jews, man. That's the book that y'all should get. Y'all should read. 2 volumes to that. Oh, Jalen, no doubt, man. I had one person come all the way from Vegas to get a workout in with me, so no doubt. Yeah, Dominique, no doubt. I'm all for throwing the hands. Listen, I'm all for that. I'm all for defending yourself. I ain't got no problem with that. I'm all for that. Hey, if it's got to go, but the only thing these days now, you got to be a little mindful, because dudes can't take that. So dudes been and pulled a weapon on you. So you got to be a little mindful. So nowadays, you got to be mindful before you throw the hands. Like, you got to really examine the situation and the environment surrounding you before you throw hands with somebody. That may cost your life. So that's why I said you got to know when to walk away. Because don't be foolish enough to where you done threw the hands with a person that you know ain't gonna be able to take it, and then something that you end up shot, killed. So you got to know when it's appropriate to throw them hands. So you got to know that. See, we can't be ruled by those emotions. So you can't just be an impulsive fighter out here. So you got to know when it's time to throw those hands by examining the situation in totality. Oh, Terenzo, no doubt. You know how YouTube do those channels. And yep, Beautiful Goddess Keys, the LGBTQZYF community got that. They had a different letter every freaking year. And yeah, I'm tired of them too. But yeah, it was created by that. But I'm also tired of them. All these communities that I would speak out against, that's the stuff that gets you banned. But I'm tired of that community too. Add them to the list. Can't stand them. Can't stand them. I don't even care who that offends. I can't stand them at all. They need to get out of my face and sit down. Classic Drip Rob. I got a homeboy that just happened to him. He was throwing hands with somebody. His cousin shot and killed him. So I already know. It almost looked exactly like the King Von situation. What just happened to somebody I went to high school with. It almost is a mirror, like a mirror of that. Mirror reflection of that. Yeah, Justin, annoying, man. I ain't got time for that. I ain't really got time to be debating people from that community as well. Because some of the stuff that they be saying, man, just get on with that. Just get on with that. They want to act like it ain't no agenda out here. Come on, man. We know it's an agenda out here, man. Y'all don't even understand the science behind what an agenda is. The fact that the way that it's easy to prove an agenda, all you got to do is chop it up with the LGBTQ, whatever, the FYZ community. All you got to do is chop it up with them. They going to let you know the agenda, because they going to be like, they striving to get people to accept them. They trying to get they trying to push the rights, push for the LGBTQZ rights. So when you got that perspective in mind, you have an agenda. You striving to get people to accept your way of life. You trying to get people to accept your way of life as something that's normal. That's an agenda. So these people so emotional, they don't even realize what an agenda is. They get emotional when you say, well, y'all pushing an agenda. We ain't pushing no agenda. Yes, you are. That's just like if I was for Black Power. I have an agenda. I'm for Black people. I'm pushing for the empowerment of Black people. That's my agenda. But when you tell an LGBTQ person that they have an agenda and they pushing it, they gonna tell you they ain't got no agenda. There is no agenda. Do the knowledge to what agenda means. You have an agenda and that agenda is being pushed. When you have somebody from that community writing a script for a television show, they have got to incorporate that element in the television show. It's pushing an agenda. They trying to get people to accept that way of life as something that's normal, as the norm. So that's an agenda. Whether you do it consciously or unconsciously, it's still an agenda. You trying to get somebody to accept something. Travian, it's gonna go, this how it's gonna go. Pedophilia is they're gonna normalize that, and then they're gonna normalize bestiality. They're gonna normalize people having a relationship with animals. So it's gonna go, and I was talking about this 10 years ago. It's gonna be pedophilia, they gonna normalize that, then it's gonna be bestiality. It's gonna go in that order. That is exactly how it's gonna go. Mark my words, y'all gonna see that. They gonna start accepting the pedophiles. Then they gonna start accepting bestiality. That's how it's gonna go. Bestiality is gonna be something that's normal. And that's why I try to tell people, like, we gonna start, like, right now. Like, years ago, when you was homosexual, you had a mental disorder. That was the norm. That was the way people viewed it. It was a mental disorder. Now it's something that they got people accepting as normal. The same thing for pedophilia. Now you looking at pedophilia like that's a mental disorder. You doing that, you crazy. 20, 30 years from now, pedophilia is not gonna be so crazy to the masses. It's gonna be something that's accepted. Just like homosexuality was a mental disorder. That is literally what it was. That's an actual fact. That ain't me talking bad about it. It was literally a mental disorder. You was homosexual, you had a mental disorder. That is what you had. Same gonna happen with bestiality and pedophilia. Now we look at it in this weird light, like that's weird. That's not normal. It's a mental disorder. Something got to be wrong with you to like these little kids and you 50, you 60. Something got to be wrong for you to want to have sexual relations with an animal. 40 years from now, that's gonna be normal. Melanated multiverse, it's coming. They gonna hit us with it. It's coming. D, yeah, the coconut water is good for the electrolytes. I don't necessarily drink it, but yeah, it's got that benefit. Yeah, Justin Grant, I think that was in Australia. Yeah, I think I saw that too. And it's gonna make its way over here. So that's gonna be the norm, man. Just like we may see it at the tail end of our lives, but that's coming soon. That's coming soon. Bestiality and pedophilia. Right now, it's not the norm, and that's how you can get these people. That's how you can get them. Because right now, when you would say that, they'd be like, no, that's crazy, because that's sick. They shouldn't be liking those kids. But I'm like, when you was a homosexual 60, 70 years ago, you were not accepted by the public. Like, they looked at you in that same light the way that you looking at a pedophile. You was looked at in that same light if you would have came out as a homosexual way back in the day. You was looked at that same light. And it was so crazy back in the day, like they had TV shows back in the day, like Sanford and Son, to where they talk bad about the homosexuals. This was incorporated on TV shows that came on a television screen. That's how bad off that lifestyle was, man. They was writing that in the script, talking bad about them on the show. You could not do that to this day. You can't do that in this day and time. Can't do it. You will get kicked off the air, but they incorporated that element in shows. Yeah, Magic. I mean, everything that's wicked for the most part, man, they normalize it. Oh, Nero, don't get me started on that. The unemployed college students, again, showing and proving that these degrees listen, degrees are like, I always compare the degrees to like money. I compare degrees to money. The more we have in circulation, the less valuable it is. So we got like a bachelor's degree ain't nothing. It's like the dollar bill. Its value is decreasing. Back in the day, back in my parents' days, back in the grandparents' days, like a college and education was important because not too many people had it on the black side. So when you had a degree, it meant a little something. It had value. Nowadays, it ain't nothing to get a degree or a certification. It's too many in circulation, so it's less valuable. So it don't mean what it once meant. So that's how I compare a degree. But you already know, white folks gonna look out for their own. So when they control most of what we see, then of course you're gonna have them more employed. And we got the same degree, the same level of experience. But they gonna put their people on first. And I don't even blame them for that. Listen, I don't blame white folks for putting their people on first. I don't blame them. That's what I do. I got the if I was looking to hire people for this gym, I'm telling you I'm hiring black folks. I'm just gonna let you know. Like I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna look for my people first. If I can't find any qualified black folks, then I'll probably look outside of black, but I'm going to find black folks that's qualified first. So I don't blame white folks for doing that. Don't blame at all. Have no problem with it. If anything, that should just make us want to create our own even more so we can do the same for our people. I don't have a problem with white folks doing that. Don't have a problem at all. Don't have a problem at all because I understand power. I understand what's happening. They can't allow all black people in that corporate environment because we gonna take it over and they can't have that. Yeah, Justin, I got 2 degrees too. My certifications and got me further than my degrees. And it took me a few months to get my certification. All Magic Rims, we saw how they did Cat Williams too. Oh, Sherwood, no doubt. No doubt. I remember that book. No doubt. Oh, Anaya's Faith, man. You hear me talk about being a loner all the time. Being an introvert. And people not truly understanding a loner. People not truly understanding an introvert. Thinking that we have a problem. Thinking that we are sad. Thinking that we are depressed simply because we would rather be alone than be bothered with the nonsense. Ain't nothing depressing about that. I get depressed when I get around people. Like, that's how I operate. People depress me. Like, I don't like being around people for that reason. I get around people, man, and I just get depressed, man, because people start hitting you with problems. People energy be off. People be so negative. People be so chaotic. Like, man, I get depressed when I get around people. I get around myself, I'm elevated. I'm good. I'm at peace. I'm centered. I get around people, I'm annoyed, man. When I get around the masses, I'm just annoyed. School is a reflection. The school system is a reflection of the prison system, my brother. Justin, no doubt, I'm good. Like, I get around people and it's like it's just an almost instant depression, man. It's like I do not feel like being around these people. You know what I'm saying? Like the people will depress you and drain you and zap your energy. So you gotta be strong when you're dealing with people. I'm dealing with myself. I'm good. I'm alone. I'm good. You alone don't necessarily mean lonely. So I'm good. I'm good. When I isolate, I'm cool. Magic rims. I used to get that a lot. A lot of people was like, or they'd see me years after school and be like, well, you ain't talk a lot. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I ain't really approach you. Because you ain't say nothing. You stayed to yourself. You stayed quiet. And that gets associated with being weird. Yeah, he was weird, man. He ain't talk a lot. He ain't say too much. He was weird. I thought you was weird because you ain't say nothing. Why do we got to associate not saying anything, not wanting to talk all the time with being weird? We got to stop that. I think you weird if you talk too much. Like, I think you weird if you was the one in the classroom that was just doing a bunch of talking for no reason. That's weird to me. Yeah, Dominique, no doubt. Yeah, no doubt. Like, it gets draining for me. A lot of people see me on here and think, nah, dude can talk. This a whole different ball game. For one, I'm interacting with y'all via streaming services, but I would like y'all cool peoples. Like if we was in the same environment, it'd be peace, it'd be cool. But we not in the same environment. When I walk outside, I'm dealing with 9 times out of 10, I'm dealing with some ignorant folks. Evan, peace. What's going on with you, man? I'm fantastic. I'm peace, man. Roxanne, man, no doubt. I really felt like I was in prison when I was in high school when they started trying to implement all those rules, and I just felt like I felt powerless. So I really felt like I was in prison. I was getting detention because I had long hair. Like, what? I had detention before a football game. I was being punished before my football game because I had long hair. Like, man, what in the world? They making me look like a criminal before football games, like not realizing that that's impacting my play on the field. Like they ain't realized the psychological effect that they had on me, man. Y'all got me looking like a criminal before games, and I'm an important piece to the team. Like you messing up everything. Anais, where's that book at that you wrote? You got it on? You got a link to it? Classic drip. Hey, silence is golden, man. Silence is powerful. Silence says a lot. Silence says a lot. Evan, no, I was a running back primarily, and I played like defensive back, but I was primarily a running back. I went to college playing running back. So I was primarily a running back, but I originally was a wide receiver, and that was probably my best position, but I ended up playing running back, which I'm 100% sure that I probably got some CTE damage. I'm 100% sure of that, but it's all good. We know how to eat to reverse all that, so we good. Oh, Dominique, that's the only time that I feel that it's appropriate to speak when it's for a purpose. It's the only time that I feel like it's appropriate to speak, when you got something to say. I don't like gossiping. I don't like doing that. Like, when I get around people who gossiping, I need to leave. Like, I don't like to get caught up in that. Anais, when you drop it, let me know, let us know. I'm definitely copping that. And that's one thing, man, we got to keep doing, man, just supporting one another. We shouldn't be dependent upon these people. We shouldn't be dependent upon these people. We should be able to feed ourselves and feed our families just based off of our support. Support from each other. It's that simple, it's that serious. Evan King, you saying, are sociopaths and introverts similar? I mean, it just honestly analyzing the situation, it's some similarities there, but you will find some similarities with some sociopaths and some extroverts. But you can find some similarities there. I'm not gonna say that you can't, cause I watch a lot of that type of stuff, man. I watch a lot of stuff dealing with like crime watch, man. I be trying to get into the minds of why people do some of the crazy things that they do. So I be trying to get into the minds of them, man. And some of them do have similar traits that I have. Some of them have similar traits that extroverts have. So it just depends on the people. It depends on the people. So all that stuff is different, man. You can have introverts that become sociopaths. You could definitely have that. You could have extroverts that become sociopaths. Like you had that. So it just depends. It depends on the people that you analyze. Being introverted is not necessarily a good or bad thing. It's just what one is. But that don't necessarily make you good or bad. It's just what you are. Like I'm an introvert. So you can like a lot of different types of people can come out of that introversion, just like a lot of different people can come out of being an extrovert. So an extrovert is not something that's necessarily good or bad. It's just something that you are. It's a trait that you possess. So, you know what I'm saying? So that could be attached to a lot of different people. That could be attached to killers. That could be attached to the most peaceful people on the planet. Melanated Multiverse, the Black Republican. Man, I had to, it's been so long since I actually listened to that song. I had to go back, listen to that song just to get acquainted with the lyrics again. Cause I ain't really no big Jay-Z fan, so anything that Jay-Z be on, I be having to go back and do the knowledge to it. But that was him and Nas though on that joint. But I done forgot the lyrics verbatim, and I don't want to give my opinion on the song. I got to go back and refresh my mind in regards to the lyrics. Then I'll be able to break it down. Michael Mack, like I said, being an introvert has definitely helped me in life. I feel like that's a strong trait that I possess. Nias, man, it's crazy that you mentioned my website. I was just working on my website today. I got my immune boosting powder that I got the labels to it, so I've been shipping those out. I got it on my website. I'm gonna put the link to my website in the description box, man. Like I said, I'll be doing kind of everything, man. I made my own website, but I'm gonna start like the next books that I drop, man. I'm gonna have all that on my website. But I'm gonna link that website. If y'all want to get that immune boosting powder, y'all can get it from that website. I'm almost out of them joints though. I'm almost out, man. I'm gonna have to make some more, man. Some people, they've been hitting me up for this powder. So I'm gonna definitely link that in the website, man. I probably got about 4 or 5, no, I probably got like 3 bottles left. So I'm gonna link that to the website. I'm gonna link that to the description. Dizzy, no doubt. Listen. You can learn, man. You can learn a lot from sociopaths, psychopaths, man. I be learning a lot from them. These people don't necessarily be dumb. They don't necessarily be dumb. Yeah, Dominique, I sent you a DM on Instagram about the powder. I had kind of just did it though. Oh, Lindell, man, a lot of people sleep on Paris, man, when it comes to the music, when it comes to political message. Yeah, Melanated, yeah, he dropped that Blueprint 9/11. That wasn't no coincidence. That was by design. That was by design. You throwing up the rock. You dropped the Blueprint 9/11. Yep, you in tune with what's going on. You know what's happening. But yeah, man, we make too much money collectively. Like we should be able to survive and thrive on the support of just by merely supporting one another. We shouldn't be out here struggling when we got a bunch of brothers and sisters that's out here creating products, having services. We should be supporting that. Like I said, we should be able to survive and thrive off of the support of our community. We should need outside help to survive and thrive. We generate enough collectively to be able to survive and thrive on just the support from our community, point blank, period. So we need to support one another, man. We need to support the brothers and sisters a lot more out here that's putting in that work. We must do that. That must be done. We got to stop talking about it, and we just got to start doing it. We talk too much. We talk about group economics. We talk about buying black. We talk about supporting our brothers and sisters, but we don't do it enough. I gotta head to my folks' crib to go pick up a book from a brother that's on Facebook that I just supported. Off the rip, man. I saw that he had wrote a book. I'm like, let me cop that. Boom, I bought it. Oh, Fungi. Oh, man. I'm trying to think of some books that I got that's on the actual bootleg. Man, I can't remember the title. One book, it don't necessarily mention the bootleg verbatim, but the Bilderberg Group, get that book. It's called the Bilderberg Group. I think that's what it's called, or the Bilderberg, something like that. Get that particular book, man. I'm gonna break some of this stuff down, man, but get that book though, man. It goes into detail about a lot of the nonsense that goes on behind the scenes. Jalen, it's always better for us to focus on building up the community. That should always be the focus. That should always be the focus. Fighting the enemy is one thing. It's gonna be a time and a place for that. But we gotta focus on building the community. Because how we gonna fight when we dysfunctional? How we gonna fight an enemy when we dysfunctional? That's almost like playing a sport. That's almost, if you don't build the unity and the chemistry with the team, when you go out there to play an opponent, y'all finna get destroyed because y'all ain't focused on establishing that chemistry as a team. So you always gotta focus on establishing that chemistry first. Then you fight the enemy. It makes it that much easier because y'all cohesive, man. Y'all, everything is in alignment. Y'all got that chemistry. Y'all know the plays. Y'all know the playbook. We don't know the plays. We don't know the playbook. We dysfunctional. Then think we about to defeat an enemy? No. We got to focus on building that chemistry first. We got to learn the playbook first. Matter of fact, we got to write the playbook first. Then learn the plays. Man, I'm out here just reading the comments, man. Y'all be building in these comments though. We be building in these comments. Sometimes I just be reading the comments. Yeah, Zoe, synergy is definitely the key. So again, man, we can't be dysfunctional thinking we about to go defeat an enemy or defeat an opponent. Don't work like that. Only thing we gonna defeat is ourselves when we go out there trying to fight somebody else and we dysfunctional. Oh, Dominique, no doubt. So yeah, we gotta kill that, man. We gotta focus on the community. We gotta focus on building ourselves up, then building up each other, man, and supporting each other. We gotta do that. I'm real big on support. Magic, most definitely. They far ahead, and then the way, and part of the way that they became so far ahead, technologically speaking, is because they utilize our great minds. So we utilizing. Listen. We got these great minds and we not even using them to push our race further. Nah, we going into these white corporations. We getting these white degrees using these brilliant minds that we have. We going into these white corporations and we advancing them. So that ain't, you know what I'm saying? We got to stop doing that, man. You got that brilliant mind, do something for yourself. That's why I'm always telling black folks, man, if I see a black man is brilliant at doing something or brilliant at thinking a certain type of way, I'm going to always be like, bro, why are you working for these white folks, bro? Like, you got this type of mind, you good, you master your craft. What are you still clocking in for them for? Like, what are you doing? Man, you a master at that craft, man. You don't need them. They need you. You leave them, man, they lose business. Oh, Travian, no doubt. And the mental level is where we the most powerful. The mental level is where we are the most powerful. That's why they don't want us to realize that. That's why they don't want us to realize that. That's why they try to keep that what they call the third eye. They try to keep it closed because they don't want us to realize that we are the most powerful mentally. They don't want us to realize. They don't want us to realize that on a massive scale. So that's what it is, man. They don't want us to unify, man, and just collect that mental energy, man. Like, that's why they always try to kill that rise of the black messiah. So it is what it is. But we gonna push that information. We gonna push that energy. We gonna push that vibe. We gonna push that frequency. We talking about games. Like I said, I hope y'all ready to be down with the knowledge game, man. Knowledge game is about to be a serious game. Heck, I mean, the government out here gang banging. CIA and FBI, like, all that's gang. That's gang banging. So we ain't got no problem with knowledge gang. They'll be all right. We gonna be out here gang banging with the knowledge. It's all good. They gang bang on us every day. So we gonna gang bang with this information. Roxanne, a few things that I would recommend. Some olive leaf extract. You can get that in capsule form. Some elderberry syrup. You can get the syrup. You can get some gummies. You can get the powder. Recommend that. And then I would recommend consuming a few different foods. You want to get you some berries in, like some strawberries. You want to get some broccoli, some papayas, some bell peppers. Those are all high in vitamin C. So that's crucial. That's crucial. Then you want to make sure you consume like some spices, like garlic, ginger, turmeric, and all of that good stuff. Onions are also good for the immune system. Mushrooms are also good for the immune system. And make sure the mushrooms are cooked. But the best thing to do would be to go on like a little raw fast or something. And she'll probably knock it out. Like a raw fast. Just raw fruits, raw veggies, nuts, seeds, plenty of water. She'll knock it out. But if she don't want to do that, if the friend don't want to do that, then like I said, the olive leaf extract, the colloidal silver, that's good. Elderberry. The sea moss, all of that good stuff will help with the recovery time from that. And Zoe, that's how we should do it. I worked at the gyms I worked at the gym, the commercial gyms, for about 3 years just learning the ropes. Then I went on, opened my own. That's how we supposed to do that. Dominique, no doubt. I'm definitely holler at you. Yeah, Sean, this knowledge game, like I said, I'm going to have a write-up on it coming soon. Definitely present that information to you. But we going to, knowledge game, we just going to let y'all know up front that this is a game. We ain't, that's what it is. That's what it is. Like that's what it is at the end of the day. Man, but y'all know, man, I got the vent, man. I just got some closing words for y'all just pertaining to health, man. We really need to focus on getting our health in track, man, for real. Because like when things get real, we gonna really need our health. When things get real, we're not gonna have time to try to get healthy. We need to be healthy when it's time to get, when things get real. So we need to already be healthy. So when things get real, even more real than what they are getting, like we're not gonna be able to be like, all right, I need to get myself right and exact right now. It's gonna be too late. So we really need to focus now. Really focus now. Establish that discipline. Establish that discipline now, man. Really start getting your health in order. Because when things pop off, it's gonna be too late. If you out of shape and you unhealthy, then it's too late. Survival of the fittest, man. You're gonna get left behind. You're not gonna survive. So you need to make sure you taking care of your health. You stand on top of your health right now. Now is always the time to do it. It's either now or never. Stop postponing your health. Stop pushing your health back. Stop neglecting your health. Stop doing that. Stop putting your health at the bottom. Your health should be the top priority, the number one priority. Nick, most definitely. Most definitely. Get your cardio up. Get your stamina up. Like you gonna need that stamina. You gonna need that cardio. Get your strength up. You gonna need that strength. You gonna need strong bones. So get your strength up. Get that cardio up. Make sure your heart is in shape. That heart is a muscle, man. You gotta work out. You gotta exercise that heart. Make sure your mind is sharp. Do some mental exercises. So we should be exercising mentally and physically every day because we need to be in the best shape possible. We can't afford to be trying to get in shape. Stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready. That's the motto. That's the motto. Like that's the motto, y'all, man. We gotta focus on our health, man. We gotta stop playing, stop making excuses. We spend all this money on alcohol. We spend all this money on going to clubs and bars to destroy ourselves, man. We need to make that same investment in regards to looking out for our health. We need to make that same investment in regards to eating better, exercising. Like, let's stop funding our destruction. Let's stop funding our death. And let's start funding our lives, man. Let's start funding living. Like, let's start funding our health, our elevation. We funding our death too much. We funding our destruction too much. Stop spending money on things that's destroying you and killing you. Stop doing that. Spend money on things that's healing you. Spend money on things that's elevating you. That's where your money should go. That's where your money should go. That's money well spent. So those are my closing words for the day, man. I appreciate y'all tuning in for part 2 of this, man. I had more time, obviously, today. Nobody had to, come in and get whipped up in a session. So I had more time to build. So this was a good build, good dialogue, great interaction. I appreciate donation. I appreciate all the comments. Appreciate y'all, man, every time, man. Taking the time out y'all busy schedules, man, to tap in and tune in with your boys. It's all love. It's all peace. I always appreciate y'all, man, but I got to wrap it up, man. I got to go ahead and get to the crib, man, because I'm in the gym right now, so I got to get to the crib, get back to it in the morning, do me some knowledge before I lay it down and things of that nature, man. So y'all know how it go. So y'all enjoy the rest of this Thursday, man. Y'all be peaceful. Y'all stay righteous. Y'all stay productive. I'm going to holler at y'all probably either tomorrow or Saturday, man, depending on how I'm feeling, depending on how the day rolling. But y'all stay easy, man. I'm going to definitely holler at y'all soon. I'm out, y'all. Peace.